The FN 509 Tactical, let's check it out. FN was one of the first companies to offer a slide that was cut at the factory for an RMR or a micro red dot. With the 509 Tactical, they've even lowered it, made it more user-friendly. This is the closest to having your slide milled for your RMR. Now the FN 509 is a great looking gun, but we're going to try it as is. We're going to try it with a compensator and also with a suppressor, and we're going to check it out. I got this from Big Daddy Unlimited, and I want to thank them for sending this. One of the best sources on the web for the best prices out there. The FN 509 is an excellent pistol just in itself, but there are some really cool features about the tactical model. It's been out for a little while, but I was really excited to get a hold of one. We're going to go ahead and drop the magazine, check to make sure the gun is unloaded, and it is. You get a 17 round magazine, which comes standard with the gun, and then there are two additional 24 round magazines. Now they have the sleeve to keep you from over inserting the magazine, has a little stop right here. It does extend, of course, from the base of the magazine well, but you know, it's a nice look to it. It doesn't look like it's really hanging off. And one feature according to FN is it is the exact same length as the slide, and the sleeve is removable. Nice orange followers. This is in the FDE color, and it is one of the submissions made to the U.S. military trials for the modular handgun system. I believe this one came in third, just below Glock, and then of course we had the SIG P320, which won the award. This is a PVD finish. It's not a Cerakote, which honestly I like a little better. I mean, it's impregnated into the metal, and it's just a nice look to the pistol. It has a 4.5 inch cold hammer forged barrel. We have a thread protector. It does have a O-ring to keep the thread protector on the pistol or on the barrel. And that's important because a lot of times if you have these kind of thread protectors, they can kind of come off or come loose over time. But this, of course, protects your threads, nice knurling. And of course, you can put on your suppressor ready, really what it was designed for. Or you can put a compensator on here to help, you know, just mitigate some of the recoil. The barrel does have a recessed crown, which I like, and of course the thread protector protects that even more. We have high sights, which are suppressor height sights. It does have these ears that come over to protect the rear sight, and this plate is removable, and we'll look at that in just a minute. Of course, this is cut for your RMR or any kind of red dot, and again we'll look at that. The serrations on the slide are really nice and aggressive. I mean, you just really easily grab, and they're fairly deep. And of course, we have front cocking serrations as well for press checks. We have a 4-slot Picatinny rail at the front. The aggressiveness of the texturing is good, and that's one of the things FN's always done a really good job on to me, is that their grip, you feel like you've really got a good grip on the pistol. It has the large separated sections right here, and each are textured here, and of course this just adds to it, and the front's the same. And then here on the side we have kind of some pyramids. One thing I do like is this little pad right here. It's kind of a laser engraved pad. It just gives you a little bit of extra ability with this part of your hand gripping it. The magazine release is steel, and it's ample, and it's ambidextrous. It does eject the magazines really nicely, and it has a nice fit together here. You have your slide release or slide stop here, and then your takedown lever, and then the slide release is also on the other side. Now the slide stop has been extended just a little bit over the original 509. So it gives you just enough to be able to get a little better purchase, but yet it doesn't stick out. And it is kind of covered this way, so you're not going to hit this inadvertently, which can be an issue with some guns, especially those that have longer levers. And you'll hit that and drop that slide on the last round. So I like that feature. Now the sights are a nice contrast. The dot at the front is a little larger than the two at the back. These are night sights, so of course with a tactical type pistol. And then, you know, it is a fairly higher bore axis. Have a Glock 19 right here, and we're going to get it. As you can see, it does come up. Now, of course, this does have the suppressor sights, which are going to lift it up even more. But there is a little bit of a difference with the slide height. And guys, really, the slide is about the same distance as a 19, and yet it comes out like the 17. This is really more like the G19X as far as dimensions. And so, you know, a lot of people have complained about the long grip on the G19X. I like it. I like the way it shoots. I did a full video on why I like it, even more than I do the 19 as far as for a combat style pistol or self-defense pistol. Now, as far as the trigger, it has one of the pivot style triggers. It doesn't have the blade, but you can see that it works in the same way. If you don't have that trigger pulled in the right position, it's not going to fire. So let's look at the trigger action. We have some take up right here. Little bit of resistance, not bad, but a nice clean break. Reset right about there. Not super short, but not bad at all. And then back on it. All right, with our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells, we're going to check the trigger pull. Weight, 5 pounds, 11.7 ounces. 5 pounds, 10.4 ounces. 5 pounds, 14.3 ounces. Pretty consistent. FN was really the pioneer in making slots for your red dot to be able to fit on. And so there are a number of different plates. In fact, they have this kit, and this will give you everything you need to cover every microdot that's out there. And so we're going to open this up and take a look. Now there are complete instructions on a quick setup for your mounting system. Shows you how to do it, shows you the different RMRs or the different sights and how they go. And so you can just look, and it's a quick reference. Now we're going to be installing the Trijicon RMR in FDE, and of course we're going to use the components that are referenced. Now first we need to remove the existing plate. One thing too they say is you don't need to use any kind of Loctite because we have an O-ring seal. So that's going to give us a lot of stability. The plate comes off, and of course the protective ears on your back sight. Now one thing they say is to make sure you clean this area really well before you attach your sight. I'm going to get out any kind of debris, residue. We've shot this gun already as is, and so now we want to shoot it with the RMR. Now you'll notice this O-ring, and this is what really holds this in and tightens it down, and of course because of that we don't need to put any kind of thread locker on there. It does come with an extra O-ring, so you want to retain that. So first we take our MRD plate, fit it right into the section here, and then we take our MRD insert. This is plastic or polymer. Next we take the RMR, set it into place, and then with the provided screws we just tighten it down. Again, no thread locker is needed. According to FN, just finger pressure is all we need. And now we have our sight installed. You need to sight it in before you shoot it. FN does provide a lower power recoil spring. Now the gun should function with any normal ammunition, even subsonic ammunition. It's actually a silver, and we'll look at that when we break the pistol down. This has a yellow marking on it, and this is for really underpowered ammunition, or if you're having issues with the FN 509 as is, then try the yellow spring, and this should correct any kind of problems. Now it does come with an additional back strap, but it's not a small, medium, and large type. This is a flat back strap, so it gives you more of your 1911 feel to it, or you can go with a humped, whatever feels better in your hand. But also we added the Archon Compensator. This is a really neat system. Now the way it was designed was to be the exact same width of your Glock slide, so it's a little bit wider, but this will go with any of your 9mm. It's 1/2 by 28 thread, which the barrel is also 1/2 by 28. But one thing that is really neat is they have these set screws underneath, and this actually, it'll screw on and then it tightens down. So this doesn't tighten against your threads. It makes it a really secure fit. I want to thank Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo. This is a 115 grain full metal jacket. We're also going to be using some 124 grain arms core, and then also some Pro Match. This is the 135 grain XAP round, and also 124 grain from Freedom Munitions as well, just to kind of spice things up a little bit. All right, I found my little loader, thank goodness. Makes this a lot easier. Now we took the 509 Tactical to the range in 3 of its different modes. Of course, as it comes in the box. We shot about 300 rounds through it. Really wanted to get a feel for the gun. Shot fantastic. I want to thank my son Seth, or Suits Jr., for helping out with the range. We had a lot of fun. Definitely with the suppressor height sights. You know, I was a little dubious about how that was going to really function with your grip angle and how it works, but it was just right on target. Then of course we went again with the RMR and a compensator. I wanted to try that out, see how it did. It was just great. You can put a light on the front, one of the Olight PL2s. And the Trijicon RMR is just excellent. It co-witnesses perfectly with the sight. I mean, it lines right up. Compensator definitely made a difference at the range with felt recoil. Then we took it out and Robbie and I went and shot it with a suppressor. Now for the suppressor, we were using the Silencer Co. Omega K, and it did great. In fact, it was funny, we were hitting steel and the steel was so loud, we switched over to shooting the rubber dummy just to kind of see how quiet that suppressor is. I mean, Silencer Co. does a great job. You know, we didn't have to change the recoil system. I mean, you know, it does have that extra recoil spring, and we just didn't need it, and it was 0 malfunctions. The only malfunction that I had at all was when I was doing some accuracy test, and I had one that it ejected the round, but it didn't quite feed it. And this is after we've shot about 600 rounds through the pistol. So I don't know if I was just not really gripping it that tight to get really good accuracy, but that was the only issue that we had. So all in all, it was an excellent shooting gun. But honestly guys, even if you don't have a suppressor, putting a nice compensator on here really helps tame the recoil. The RMR makes it nice, and it gives you the ability to switch out if you decide to. So one thing about the 509 is it just gives you a lot of options. There are a lot of ways to go. Now to disassemble the pistol, we're going to drop the magazine, make sure the gun is unloaded. Next thing we do is bring back our slide into the rear position, and then we take our takedown lever and just bring it down. One thing we want to do though is to remove our thread protector. Now drop the slide, go ahead and pull the trigger, and then we'll bring out our slide and our frame. Recoil spring and guide rod, and this is for your standard, again, ammunition. We have our barrel, which is of course a Browning design, and then we have the slide. Very well done as usual. I mean, FN again is really one of the most underrated companies out there. I mean, they make superb firearms. Have been making military firearms for the U.S. military for a long time. Then here we have a nice locking block, nice thick rails, but again a standard striker fire type pistol. And guys, this is all you need to do to field strip your pistol. For reassembly, just in reverse order, drop in your barrel, recoil spring, guide rod, bring it over our frame, go ahead and bring it, lock in the slide release or slide stop, hit your takedown lever. I'd go ahead and put on our thread protector, or you can do it after you drop the slide. Release it, pull the trigger, and you're good to go. Now the FN509 does come in a standard outer box, it's just a cardboard box, but it does come with this gun rug, which I really love, this little gun case. Here we have an area to put your magazines, and of course I slipped the extra back strap. And then right here we have a little sleeve. We can protect and keep our gun in here. There's also a Velcro sleeve right here that's a little compartment as well. So pretty neat. And of course you get your standard manual, your lock, and all those things. I just didn't throw it in here. And all the parts. This would be a great place to keep those extra parts though, in case you ever need to change out your RMR or you decide to do something a little different. But I think the case is great. You can even keep a suppressor in here. So just a really good package. The MSRP for the FN 509 Tactical is $1,049, and that's on the FN website. I think I saw it on Bud's Gun Shop for $8.99, and that was the cash price. On Big Daddy Unlimited, they're running $790.99, so that's a significant savings. So guys, if you're looking for an optic ready, suppressor ready pistol, the FN 509 is a great option. And again guys, I want to thank Big Daddy Unlimited for sending the FN 509 Tactical for this review. They offer the best prices for guns and ammo. You can check them out. Of course, you need to Google it because we can't put any links down below. But check them out. I think you'll be really pleasantly surprised. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. We're going to shoot it with a compressor. The compressor sights, it kind of gets up there, and let's look at that with a Glock G19. Okay. Return to reverse order. Okay. Return in reverse order. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm not going to do that. I don't really care if they do it or not. Well, for this review, you can for this test and evaluation. Okay.
Wait, hold up.
No.